So while we're about to start the second game of the evening, Team India, who had won the toss and decided to take first strike. My mistake, Royal 11 had won the toss and decided to take first strike is Drysdale, who will be on that first ball was bowled by Drysdale on the just a short of a good length, and it was hit down to backward square leg for four. One bounce in the fence. No, no, four. Four. I think it's four. Yeah, that was hitting the one bounce in the fence for four by Catry, who is opening the inning with Ricky Nayak. That one was played over third man. There's a man there, cut it off, and we're able to save 3 runs. Score moves on to 5. Again, Royal 11 had won the toss and decided to field first. So Team India, who is taking strike, Catry is on 5. Nayak is yet to score. U.S. international player Drysdale, who is opening the bowling. And while we are making some changes, that first ball was hitting the fence for 6 by Catry. Score moves on to 8 for no loss, Team India. Wow, that was a drop catch there. That one he plays and gets an outside edge. Went just a little high in the slips, but he got his you were able to got both hands on it, and it went through and went down to third man to get a single. That one was played down to backward square leg for another single. That should go for 4. Again, started on mid stump, and the batsmen were able to just swings it down to backward square leg for 4. So the score moves on to 13. 13 for no loss from the first over. Ricky and 5 and Catry and 8. first one go for four, the second one for a single. Okay.
So we're here for the big one with Team India versus World 11. This is the game of the night. This is the match of the moment. This is the one everybody been waiting for. A beautiful shot, true cover. It's a beauty. 4 runs to Team India, and that will bring them up to 17 without loss. And we're still in the first over. So it's a big game on here today with Drysdale, who have bowled 1 over, 13 runs. And now Adams starting the second over, first delivery, 4 runs. So this is an easy single down to long on, picked up by Antonito Scott, who is down here on the boundary, hanging out with us. So Team India, 19 without loss in the second over. And I say this is the match of the night. This is the match everyone came out to see. This one is pulled through mid-wicket and 4 beautiful runs here. And that brings Naya up to 10 runs from just 5 deliveries. Strike rate of 200. So this is gonna be an interesting game. If you're not here as yet, make your way here. It's right in Lauderhill, Oakland Park, in a sports complex. That's where you need to be if you're a cricket fan and you're here in South Florida. You don't want to stay home. You don't want to watch this one from the living room. You want to be here live in living colors as India take on World 11. So open up with the pace bowler Joyce Dale, who just came back from US duties, and along with him is Adams, who has bowled 5 deliveries, 11 runs. So India is off to a blister of a start in a 24 without loss, with 2 overs being bowled. That's the start you'll be looking for. We saw in the earlier game where Trinidad was going up against Guyana. Trinidad made a total of 246 for 7. And now, in reply, Team Guyana was able to manage only 200 of those 246 runs. But it was quite an interesting game with Mohammed making a solid 100, you know, which really took it to the Trinidad team. They were a little bit nervous, but they were able to pull it back. Good feeling there at the points region, and that only a single, which could have been a 4, but well fielded. And Joyce Dale is back in the attack. I say the man represent the USA national team, and it's a wonderful thing to have him down here in South Florida. This one is going for 6. Catch rate 23 off 9. They say the faster you come, the faster you go. It's going all the way over the fence. Well, as I said, Team India is off to a great start here. 32 without loss. Just 2.2 overs being bowled. What else could you ask for? That's another four down the leg side. Punishment deservingly. Cannot bowl that line. Not when you're playing a T20. Not when you have such field setting. Mr. Tucker, it's a pleasure to be here with you in a TV and Power Play is really a place where you can get cricket every week. Log on and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give the man a strength. If you love the game of cricket, well, just subscribe to it. Take you nothing to click a button. Okay. So TVN Cricket Power Play, don't miss it. No delay, just go right away. Hit the link, subscribe. Easy as can be. 123 or ABC.
You know, while you say that, last week I was down in Jamaica, and it's strange that we were doing some streaming, but it was netball and soccer. I know you would have enjoy that.
Very close call there. Umpire said that was going down the leg side. Joyce Dale went
Yeah.
up with a loud appeal, was joined by the rest of the fielders, but the umpire wasn't interested and he just gave a little nod, going down the leg side, son. Go and bowl again.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
saying I did the All Island Primary School final soccer and netball. And my son was here. He said they have never seen netball played before.
Well, netball, man, that is a sport. Remember, we're going to school. We just want to see the ladies jump. That's all we want to see. We would wish they'll never come back down. They could stay up there. I remember those days. Once we hear netball, we're going out there. We wish the skirt were a little shorter sometimes. There you know how to attract the boys. It's all about fun, guys, when we talk about those things. But netball is a very decorative sport, and it's a sport that I love, just like I love soccer. I see Joyce Dale is really getting very aggressive. He thinks this over. He being basically punished with the bat. Yeah, so
Well, he
now
call
I
it a
think
no
he
ball.
had
Why call it a
get
no
a
ball?
little bit carried away
So did
and
you say
bowling
second?
two
Second one in
consecutive bouncers.
okay.
I think the umpire may give him a little warning here. But we can see the frustration in Joyce Dale. This is not the type of bowler he is. But as a national representative, and you come back here being pulled over mid wicket for six, being tickled down the leg side for four, he just want to show what he's made of to show that, guess what? Just be careful. But those bouncers weren't directed, and that's a problem. This is not a better ball, but a miss by the batsman. It was a full toss, low full toss. And as you can see, Ricky Naya was saying, man, I should just tickle that road. Four more runs, but just a single, leg by signal by the umpire. India goes up to 39 without loss, and they're playing against Royal 11. It's going to be really a good game tonight. Royal 11 still have a very good lineup. Likewise, India. India really taking the first strike here, and they're up 39 without loss after 3 overs. They're going at a run rate of 13 runs and over. Yes, Tucker. So back to the netball. Netball, I say, beautiful sports. And, whenever you show up in Jamaica again, Tucker, you make sure you give me notice that you're coming in, so we can make sure we are together, This kind of collaboration, can go a far way. When you're in Jamaica, that's my home. Just like the USA, people like Ian, you fly out so much. I tell them, guess what? Wherever my family is, you'll find me. Wherever the sport is, you'll find me. So that's the reason why I keep traveling. But Jamaica is our homeland, and Jamaica is a fun place to be. When I'm in Jamaica, I really feel rooted and grounded. You know, whether it's my spiritual side, you know, it's really a good place to be. That's all I can say. You get all the good food down there too.
Yeah, I was doing that streaming with Carlton Brown, who got the podcast of the Cricket Forum, very huge in the Caribbean. and but we just decided to, um, as I said, do some freebie, and they were really appreciated um, doing that. I must say kudos to Carlton Brown. He had wanted me to come down Monday to do another game in in Mandeville. I know that is not too far from where you're from, which is on the south coast.
Yeah, Mandeville is, I say just a stone throw from me. Mandeville is Manchester, adjoining to St. Elizabeth. It takes me roughly about half an hour to jump up the hill, spur tree. But, I say 10, 15 minutes I'm in Manchester if you talk about Downs and those areas. It's St. Elizabeth, Manchester, sister, brother parishes. That's my area. So once you're in those neck of the woods, you can always shout me up, brother.
Yeah, and I would say down there in St. Catherine, where you from? St. Elizabeth?
I'm from St.
St.
Elizabeth, so
Elizabeth. Okay, it's
a bread basket. That's
okay. Yeah, we were supposed to. He had wanted me to come down tomorrow to do a game on Monday and Tuesday, but unfortunately I was unable to. That was a good shot there outside the off stump, but it was good fielding. So the score is 44 for no loss. Team India up against Royal 11. Catcher is on 20 and Ricky Nair is on also on 20.
what happened there. English, Mr. White, he made a easy pickup, but what did he do with the throw? He threw it all the way down to the next side,
I, I,
down to third man, and it's 4 runs.
I'm glad he didn't ask me to explain that because I don't think that can be explained. He went over both wickets all the way down to.
That is English. That is Lenroy White. Can he talk to anybody after this? He's always mouthing everybody. So So we gotta find out what happened there. But I think this will keep Lenroy silent for the rest of the night. See, he's still practicing throwing.
But while the score moves on to 49 for no loss, Team India at the end of 4 overs. Catcher is on 20, Ricky Nair on 25. Drysdale had bowled 2 overs for 27 runs and Adams 2 over for 21.
Well, both bowlers quite expensive. Both batters doing a great job here. Both of them actually scoring, over 150 in terms of the run rate. The better of the batsman. Strike.
No man, unless
So Catry, he is 20 off 10, just basically giving back strike rate of 200. Ricky Naya, 25 of 15, strike rate of 166, rounded off to 167. Doing quite an amazing job.
new bowler.
The new bowler is Leslie, and he's gonna come in to bowl the fifth over. This one is pulled down to mid on, and he gets an easy single here. So Team India is going steady. They're going at a very good strike rate. You know, 50 runs is up on the board, just inside of the fifth over. That is healthy going early out, and they haven't lost a single wicket. Wanted to just make mention of Ricky Naya. Ricky Naya, and I believe he's the captain tonight, is a player of class. It's a player who have graced South Florida with technical skill in terms of cricket. He's a great captain, a great fielder, a great bowler, and you can see he's displaying his batting. So overall, he's a rounded cricketer, you know, and he's one of those cricketers that I respect. And why I respect him is because of his discipline. He's a disciplined player, and he never let the game get the better of him. Always have a cool head. You know, always ready to cheer on his team, even when they're down at their deepest. you know, point where, loss probably inevitable, he will be still there trying to lift up his team. I really love to see when he bat with Zachary. You know, both of them have a chemistry. It's a chemistry that you cannot find anywhere else than here in South Florida when Zach and Ricky get together at the wicket. But here we see him bringing off a good partnership with Catry, who is on 21 and he's on 27. And both of them seems to be taking this game to the World 11 team. It's 52 without loss, and they're just inside of the fifth over. So good going from both batsmen. Good going, Team India. Um, World 11 definitely have some work to do. Their first bowlers haven't really been able to trouble these batsmen. They're yet to get a wicket. The runs is still climbing. So it's gonna be a good night of cricket, guys. Nice cut shot here, not resulting in any run. Good feeling there. And as we can see, some of the great men, coming in to grace the cricket, support thing is no other than Mr. Bowes, who will have a very good game tomorrow. I saw Stanley, he said he's resting for that game tomorrow too. So, tomorrow we're going to have a good game. BCC, look out. Stanley's resting over here. So it's cricket, lovely cricket here in Lauderhill at the Oakland Park Sports Complex. If you don't love cricket, you could still come out. We have netball on the other side. We have soccer on the other side also. So it's all about the sports. It's just which game you love, what you love to watch. It's all here though. And if you just want to come out and be entertained, it's here too. We have Trini Ross in the house. And Trini Ross, the big DJ from out of Trinidad. Don't tell him anything about Trinidad and Tobago. But Trini is my boy, teaching the Jamaican patois. So back to the cricket here. It's Team India 53 without loss. They're up against World 11. And the spinner seems to be doing a good job. That's Les Adam. 2.2 over to him, just 22 runs. You see the pace bowler quite expensive in Drysdale. They have pulled him, however. Good bowling just outside the half stump here by Adams. So Adams bowling just outside half stump. Bit of an appeal. Umpire have nothing to do with that one. Just another ball, just another delivery. India still on 53 without loss. World 11 still trying their best to get their first wicket. Another shot just outside half stump. Both wide. So it's 6 overs being bowled. 53 without loss in Team India. And Ricky Nayan, Catry, both batsmen still at the crease. Both batsmen face just about the same amount of ball, 18 and 19 deliveries respectively. So we're playing under the lights here. It's much different from playing during the day. And as we can see, the great man, Mr. Soupbone Mark Johnson, is in the commentary box. One of the stalwart when it comes on to cricket here in South Florida. Soupbone must be one of the men who've been crying cricket on his shoulder. You know, when I came to Florida over 18 years ago, this was the man. Just want to say thanks to Mr. Tucker for bringing over some June plum, natural, real June plum. Now I put him under pressure. Soup one say, man, 1 minute. Soup one say, you have got sherry. Anyway. Well, beautiful shot here by Ricky Naya. Take his score up to 32 and India up to 57 without loss. So it's cricket at its best, guys, right here in South Florida. Lauderhill to be exact. Oakland Park at the stadium under the lights. You know, we have two of the best cricketers from back in the days that is here, leaning on the fence. Mr. Soupbone Mark Johnson and Mr. Byron Bowes, man who got 5 wickets for how much runs, Bowes? 5 for 1. That's a record, guys. So we gotta make mention of this, guys, because people have taken this lightly. But beside me is Byron Bowes, who have gotten 5 wickets for a single run in the Masters League, you know. And that's a record here in South Florida. People don't know it, but I'm telling you, it's a record. And it's a record to beat. 5 runs, 2.2 over, and just a single with a maiden in it. This one is just a turn of the wrist, and it's gone for 6. So Katri is not allowing Naya to get far away or ahead of him. So he add another 6 to his total. Team India now takes the tally up to 64 without loss. Katri 27, Naya 33. Both batsmen looks pretty comfortable, both against the spinner and the pace bowler. So it's cricket, lovely cricket, guys. So that's a wide delivery signal by the umpire. Way outside the half stump. Katri just didn't even bother to play at that one. He knew it was a wide delivery. He knew it was an extra. It's just extra runs to him. This one he cuts straight down to cover on the boundary. It's a drop catch. Is that Lenroy White again? The man who have thrown the ball down to deep third man. It can't be Lenroy. No, it's not him. We're not gonna Lenroy is over here at the long half boundary. So it's not him. We're not gonna blame him this today. Not for that one at least. But we gotta interview him to find out what happened when he threw the ball all the way down to fine leg for 4 runs. When both the keeper and the bowler was open. This one is cut down to third man, 4 more runs to Naya. Take his total up to 37. So so I guess I need to get my glasses. They said it's backward point, backward square. All these things coming in. We're gonna bring in some new commentator inside here. Okay, guys. We umpire is gonna be the commentator, right? Umpire said, make sure you get it right. Okay, keep your. So Katri he goes to 28. Naya is 37. Total is 70 without loss. Team India going great. Only 7 overs being bowled. And this one is played straight out to cover. Easy single. Good chemistry between the both runners. So we have in the house no other than Max, it's sports analyst, and the third umpire. Hey Max, you'll be the sports analyst and the third umpire, so keep your eyes on the game, okay? What a shot! That's race into the boundary. 4 runs. And that's Naya. That is Ricky Naya. He's known for his exuberant cover drive, and that one got the full face of the bat. Traveled like rockets into the boundary. There's no chance for Mr. Lenroy White getting around. Not even a finger. So, beautiful cover drive there from Naya. Find the boundary quite easy. This time it's in the air. It should be a bowl and cart, and he start walking. He knew he had made such a blunder after such a beautiful shot. There's no way he would want to get out the way he just did. You know, Ricky Naya walking back to the pavilion. Poor shot from him. Backed away. Was planning on probably playing a punch or a cut, but somehow he got a little bit carried away and topped it up. Easy lob catch to the bowler. And he's walking back to the pavilion. The first wicket down for India at 75 for 1. And World 11 got their first breakthrough. Ricky Naya walking in 9 shy of a half century. Caught and bowled by Adams. So just want to say it's cricket, lovely cricket down here in Lauderhill, Oakland Park Sports Complex, a place to be. I say if you're at home and you're bored as I was earlier this afternoon, and I decided that guess what, all my wheels will have to lead me down to Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, to be at this game. I didn't want to miss it for any reason. Wanted to see this game, and this is a big game. It's Team India versus World 11. So Siddiqui is the new batsman coming in. He will replace Ricky Naya, the captain of this India team. 75 for 1 is Team India, and they are up against World 11 with Antonito Scott, who is down here on the boundary with me. Lenroy White on the other side. Roger Tracy in the middle there. Palmer, just Drysdale. You know, it's a lot of Palm Beach Hurricane team players here representing World 11. And tonight we're gonna see what they're made of. As Team India is off to a flyer, 76 for 1, and that's in the 8th over. See a change in the field where Raja is being pulled over in the cover as Adams continue to bowl. Have been bowling quite well so far. 4 overs, 28 runs. For the 320 format, not a bad bowling. Anything under 10 runs and over is good bowling these days. We see Trinidad making a total of 246 in their 20 over. We saw where Guyana in chase, they made 200 and they were like 16 point something overs. So they were in the 17th over. Still a lot of balls to be bowled. They probably could have gotten that runs if they had a wicket in hand, but unfortunately they lost probably the last 7 wickets for about 70 runs. So it's cricket under the lights here in Lauderhill, Oakland Park Sports Complex. And we can see Antonito Scott is captaining, I would say, from a distance as he's way down here on the mid-on boundary, playing the sweeper role down here. But yet still we see him communicating in the middle. He's quite a tall gentleman, and he's using hand expression here. You know, we can see he's telling somebody to warm up. We're going to have a change of bowling. You know, Adams already bowled 4 overs. Leslie, 2.2. And the new batsman I said is Sadiki, who comes in after Nicky Naya had played an ugly shot. How he got out, I don't really know what shot that was, but a bowl and caught, and he's back in the pavilion. Beautiful shot here. Something come across. Oh, you know, we got a charge for this one, you know? It created a lot of damage over here. So we just had a ball that ran through the commentary box here. We didn't know where it was coming from. So we decided to arrest the ball until we find the owner. But all of a sudden we see a youngster coming over and say it belongs to them. So that's what we say. We have to have a little charge because there are some damage here, probably ran over a few wires. So if you hear any static in the commentary, what a delivery, and we hear a shout here. Is the umpire moved? Yes, he is. And the batsman is walking back into the pavilion. Khatri goes for 29. And that's that's a breakthrough that Royal 11 probably would have wanted. You know, getting both opener back in the pavilion. Khatri for 29. Ricky Naya went for about 41. So that's where the bulk of the runs came from between those two players. They had a very good partnership. It took the total up to 75 before they lost the first wicket. And now we see two brand new batsmen at the crease. We see Sadiki, who is now on 2 from 4 deliveries. The new batsman will let you know who that is as he's walking out to the pitch. You know, we just give the scorers a few minutes to update the scoreboard. And it's Majun Moore. And sorry if I spoil the name, but it looks like that. Don't know if I sounded like that. But Majun Moore is a new batsman, repeats in Khatri. So congratulations again to Team Trinidad and Tobago for the victory against Guyana in the earlier match this afternoon. They made 246 and bowled out Guyana for 200. So Leslie is bowling a quite a tidy spell here. His 3 overs gone for 21 runs. So the spinners seem to be doing the job for World 11. It seems Team India had seemed to favor Drysdale, you know, the pace bowler. They really took him for granted. A lot of his ball was flying over the fence, and some was burning the grass as it make its way into the boundary. He actually got frustrated at one point where he bowls 2 beam bumpers, I would say. So the new bowler is Palmer, and he's the captain of the Palm Beach Hurricane team. He's no stranger to cricket, played Jamaica youth cricket. He played for Jamaica Defence Force in Jamaica, captained the JDF for 2 years consecutively, won the championship there in Jamaica. And now here he is in Florida. He went to New York first, played in New York. Also a player who went to St. Elizabeth Technical High School back in Jamaica, one of the cricketing school back in the island. You know, they have won the championship more than all the other teams combined. So here we have a very experienced bowler coming in. You know, we know him also for his batting. You know, Palmer is a great batsman. He does well with the ball when it's in his hand, and he's also a great fielder. So it's complete cricketer and an all-rounder, and this time he chose to bowl spin, but he also bowls medium pace. So, you know, he is a player with a lot of variety. You know, he can bowl spin, he can bowl pace, medium. So wherever you need him, you know, he can just throw the ball to him and he will give you. He's also, I said, a great batsman. So, you know, this Royal 11, it comprises of a few experienced player, you know, with a few others who is mixed in, but together they are a very solid team. Likewise, India, who we see have, have a very good team. You know, we see Khatri and Naya had an opening partnership of 75 runs, but however, we saw just by the fall of one wicket, then the other follow, and it's now 78 for two. Tucker, welcome back to the commentary.
Yeah, well, as usual, they took me away, and there's a wicket go down for Team India.
Well, I said, you know, Palmer, as I said, is an experienced cricketer, and he definitely a good bowler, whether he's bowling fast or slow. You know, he's one that will work out the game in his head before he even pick the ball up, before he even walk on the field. You know, as I said, he's no stranger to leadership. He captained St. Elizabeth Technical High School. He captained the JDF. He has been successful with both teams. He went up to New York when he came here first, and he had a very good cricketing career up there in New York. Then he's back here in South Florida, where we have seen the talent that he possesses, and we see the quality of a player he is. And tonight, you know, we see they throw the ball to him, Captain Scott, that you see just knock off his hand there and say, "Well done, young lad." You know, throw the ball over to him, and he said, "I just need you to get wickets," and that's what he did. So it's 3 wicket down, 78 runs on the board. Team India just lost their last 3 wickets for just 3 runs. Tucker.
Well, it seems like the bowling is as Scott would expected that you're gonna make some changes, and the bowling gonna be the one that do it tonight. So it's like, and it
This one
could
is
be
in the air.
another one now. Well, it falls between no man's land and into the fence. One bounce for four.
I don't think it hit the fence. It's
No,
only a sit.
yeah, it hit the fence. Um, yeah, they get a, it. It's a four.
Okay.
So Nimala is fourth. Is off the mark with a four. Team USA 82 for three, up against Royal 11. Joseph Palmer is the bowler. He's so far been bowling a very good over. Joseph Palmer bowling for Royal 11. He's trying to get his field in the exact position that he would want it to be.
What a cut.
But
Beautiful cut shot here.
as keen as he get that field, the batsmen were able to go past it like a bullet with the ball. The score is now 87 for 3. Nimala is 5 not out. Sadiki is 7. Leslie would bowl 3 overs for 21 runs with 1 wicket. Palmer would bowl now 1 over for 10 runs with 1 wicket. 87 for 3. Team India up against Royal 11.
Well,
And
Team India, I say, they had a bliss of a start, you know, between Ricky and Khatri. So now it's 10 overs, 87 on the board. You know, we see since that partnership, you know, the run rate have definitely slowed down drastically. You know, when Ricky was going, he was going at, you know, like 200, you know, strike rate Khatri, 166 at about there. So between both of them, they were strike rate over 150. But since both of them have departed, we have seen that strike rate, you know, coming down. and it also affect the momentum in terms of a team. You know, they lost their last 3 wickets with just about 12 runs. So this could mean a point where Rural 11 have gotten that extra boost, you know, that confidence that guess what? They may be able to restrict Team India for a manageable total with Ricky Naya and Khatri both back in the stand, you know, and 3 wickets down, they will be feeling pretty good with themselves. We haven't seen Lenroy White in the bowling as yet, you know. We know he's a man who like to bowl early, you know. With his pace, he'll say he's going 100 miles an hour, even though he's going to 75 or 76. I'm just kidding. You know, you don't want him to hear that one. But anyway, he's quite a good bowler, Lenroy White. We haven't seen him. I don't know if Scott is holding him back towards the latter part of the game. You know, he had thrown one ball down to fine leg for 4 runs.
I must pick your brain though, Ian. Um, what, how much you think Team India will close their inning at? How many runs?
Well, first I must say that I have not spent enough time around this night cricket. This is my first game. I have not had a chance to see the Team India, their lineup, in terms of how well they are basically backed in terms of their batting. I know Ricky Naya because I play a lot of game with him. So if Ricky Naya was still out there, I probably would quote a different figure. But right as it is, I would say, going into the last 10 overs, you want to at least go at 10 runs at over. So I'm saying they should make close to 200 runs if I am just going to make a wild guess, not knowing the players. It's a beautiful six here. Good hit. And Siddiqui take his score up to 13, and that's from 8 deliveries. So he's going well, a strike rate of 162. Team India 95 for 3. So with that said, I'm just putting in a wild figure at 200.
Well, I put it just about, say 220. So I'm just gonna make a note right here. You got 200, and I say 220. And I'm gonna make sure put your name on it so that later on you don't say no. It's the bottom one was I say two. Okay. So,
I'm a man of my word. A man of integrity. So with the way the batsman is going, talk both of us may be out of the the hunting right now. There's two sixes.
Maitland said 150.
No, Maitland in trouble. 2 sixes in 3 deliveries. That's 12 runs in 3 deliveries. Team India is definitely not gonna sit for 150. I don't think so.
So it's 100
100 is already on the board.
on the board.
We only 10.5 overs, 9 overs to go. They'll have to be bowled out.
So while the score is now 103 for 3, Team India, they are in the 11th over. Nimale, who is on 13, and Siddiqui on 14. Leslie now had bowled 4 overs for 37 runs with 1 wicket. Palmer just bowled 1 over for 10 runs with 1 wicket. After 11 overs, Team India 103 for 3.
Well, I can tell you one thing out here. The wind had picked up some speed here. Quite windy under the tent. It's a beautiful night here in South Florida. The sky is looking quite clear. No sign of rain or anything. As a matter of fact, it presents a nice ambience out here. As you can see, the spectators, they're enjoying it. They're being entertained by the great man over there, Trini Ross. And on the field, we have some good cricket being played. So where else would you rather be than down here in Lauderhill, Oakland Park Sports Complex? And if you're at home, guys, it's TVN
Cricket power play.
Cricket Power Play. That's where you want to subscribe. That's where you want to follow your cricket, at least for this era. So go subscribe.
So while the score moves to 104 for 3, that was a cheeky single there. But I guess Sadiki decided that he would run off whatever happens to that with that ball. It went to the keeper fumble, and they were able to scamper through for a single. A leg by, a by. Okay, here's another single again. I guess Sadiki and Nimala decide to change gear very slowly. 105 for 3, Team India, while they're in the 12th over. I must also remind you that on Field.tv will return next Saturday night. TPN are just filling in until on Field.tv returns. Paul Mowat and the crew, which includes, I gotta say, Mr. David Maitland, doing a very good job here in the scoring. If he's not scoring, he's umpiring. If he's not umpiring, he don't play cricket no more because he get too old now. I can say that because he's still younger than me. But no, we are enjoying the night cricket, which the crowd is very massive on the east side of the ground. Okay. Laroche. La Roche. Yeah. La Roche. Okay, as you can hear us in the background, you got I keep saying Paul all night, and I'm gonna be honest that I was talking about Paul Mowat, but at the same time, Paul LaRoche is here also. So I must say kudos to him. Um, he's been here all evening, and I can see where the time is getting a little chilly. I know everybody may be laughing now when they said it's getting chilly. You're in Florida and the time is getting chilly. Yes, we're here at the Lauderhill Sports Park for the night cricket, and each and every Saturday night I can tell you when we are playing cricket, the weather changes from midday where it was like 85, and by the time it gets to 7, 8 o'clock, it's like it's in the 60s. And now you may be saying, are you saying 60s are chilly? Yes, for us in Florida, 60 is pretty chilly. Right now, I just went and get my sweat top, and I can see Paul LaRoche with his he can tell that he's feeling a little bit too, and David Maitland. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna get mine too." So if you're up there in New York or anywhere up north, and thinking that we are crazy down here to mentioning about what a good shot. It should run away. There's a fielder there, and it will stop it just in the boundary. Um, Leslie um, cut it off from deep. Um, okay, it was the right hander, so it was backward square leg. comes around and cut it off and save 2 runs. So the score is now 115 for 3, Team India. Sadiq is on 17 and Nimala is on 20. So with that overthrow, luckily for Royal 11, they didn't cross they didn't take advantage for that. They just got two, so the score to 117 for 3. And that was it hard to the fence for 4. That one is 2 bounce in the fence. There was a fielder there who is Scott, but were unable to cut it off. That went in the middle of both Scott and White. We're talking about English. That one, English won't be able to get to. That one was it over the fence, over mid-wicket for a massive 6 in the canal. Lenra White, who is feeling down there on the fence, were just able to hold his head up and just take a peek and it going flying over his head. The score moves to 127 for 3, Team India. Sadiqi moves to 29, Nimala on 20. And that's another one in the fence for 4. One bounce in the fence for 4. 53 runs partnership, Sadiqi on 30 and Nimala 20. 131 for 3, Team India. Up against Royal 11. Brown is the bowler.
What an expensive over.
It's well, while we say it's an expensive over, it's just 18 runs. Make that 19 runs came off that so far. He got 5 balls. And he could be out. Let's see who will be there. And Powell is the one who ran in and took that catch. He scared me for a minute because you could see his hand out like this and he was asking, please let me hold on to it. But he took a very good catch, I must say. So India had lost their 4th wicket. Sadiq has been out for 33. Caught, Powell, Bowl, Brown. The score is now 132 for 4, Team India.
Well, Sadiki is the danger man, and now the danger man is back in the pavilion. You know, at least that's a good wicket, despite the over it was a very eventful over there. A lot of boundaries, at least 3 boundaries, 2 double, and now a wicket. So Team India lost another wicket, 132 for 4. So a forced delivery from Lenra White find its way into the boundary. Through points down to the boundary for 4 runs. So Lenroy White is being introduced into the mix here. First delivery is a boundary. Memala, who is on 24 from 11, strike rate over 200. He's not waiting for Lenroy White to settle at all. There's another boundary, another 4, and this time through cover. It's 6 runs, so it's over cover, 6 runs to him. So he definitely not giving Lenroy White any time to settle or get into his rhythm. And it's 2 deliveries, 10 runs on the board. That's not an economic rate that Lenroy want to see. 30 runs. Now he's a shout for LBW, and we see the finger of the umpire going way up in the sky. We can see it from a distance here as he's under the light. So Lenroy White will have just take that wicket, which will bring back a little respect to his name, you know. But LBW, Bo Lenroy, Mimal is going back into the pavilion for 30 runs. So there you go again, a break in the partnership. See both batsmen who were settled, both batsmen who would have contributed to a partnership back in the pavilion. So Mimal is in and Siddiqui is in. So those were the partnership players. Partnership been broken and they're back in the pavilion. Two brand new batsmen at the wicket. World 11 is turning it around at this minute. Team India 142 for 5. 13.3 overs. And this will be two players and it will run away. Tried by Raja to pull that one back just inside of the boundary. He may have saved his team 2 runs there. 1 run, so they got 3. So while they were running, I was following Raja, who was chasing the ball. If the support player had followed up with him, they probably would have restricted them to 2 runs, but the support player stopped. So good work by Raja there in the outfield. And Lenroy is grunting as he put some effort into that one. It's a short delivery, beat the batsman outside the off stump. So it's a dot ball. Kanduro is still on a golden duck. Still has to break the egg. And this one he's played right over the head of Lenroy White. Down to mid-off. Only a single. So good comeback here from Lenroy after his first 2 deliveries was whistled into the boundary. He managed to get a wicket and 14 coming from the over. So it's 146 for 5 after 14 overs. 6 more overs to be bowled. So we just want to give a shout out to the great Ross, Trini Ross, who is over there entertaining the crowd. Whenever the ball find the boundary, Trini Ross find a new selection. Entertaining the crowd here at Oakland Park.
Well, Maitland, you have 4 more runs before you pass your total. And how many overs? You got 14. You got 6 overs to go.
6 overs to go.
Um, Trinidad. Did I say Trinidad?
Yeah, you did, but
I was talking to the Trinidadians out there, and they're enjoying the game
I know
a
that's what
lot.
you were doing.
So I came back, and they tell me to say a big kudos to David Maitland.
What a beautiful
He's
shot.
doing a good job. But that was a beautiful shot there for 4.
That one was all along the ground from the moment it left the bat. Who is that player?
Keskar? I think that's Keskar.
Seems like you want to open the bat next time.
So it's
That's
150 for Team India.
Keskar
151 for 5.
played that with so much confidence. Seems like he's a little timid when it comes onto the short delivery. So 151 for 5. Mr. Maitland, his money is in our pocket already. We're gonna see who we split it between me or Tucker. But Maitland, sorry to say, you're out of contending for the big prize tonight.
Yeah, that only can make a strike.
Yep. So the money either gonna go in my pocket or Mr. Tucker pocket. But it's gonna be a close call tonight. Wide delivery here. So it's 156 for 5. One more or extra delivery to be bowled. So this over so far we have a single, a 4, a dot ball, a 4, and now a wide. Now we're into the 15th over. What a throw, and that will go all the way to the ball.
No,
Nope.
there's someone there.
Somebody's there sweeping.
Scott is backing up.
And that's the captain himself. Gotta display good cricket in the field. The Rastaman not playing down there.
Wow.
Brown is quite a useful bowler. You know, I've seen him bowl a few games and he seemed to have quite a bit of, control. You know, he tends to bowl a very good length and he have a lot of variation. So, they're closing out this last couple of overs using, I think, their better bowlers down to the tail here. So, not a bad over from Brown. Not, at this stage of the game, everything goes. 5 more overs to go. 157 on the board. Yeah,
On this field.
a few things take into consideration when you play at Oakland Park.
Yeah.
Oakland Park is a very fast outfield. Once it beats the fielder, it's gonna find the boundary. Beautiful delivery here from White, aka Englishman, also known to do a little bit of commentary. When you have him in the commentary box, you think you're talking to somebody who is over there in the UK. This one is going down the ground. Easy catch. And it's in the safe pair of hand of the captain himself. Is it Antonito Scott, the man who is wearing the locks? I think it is him. It's pretty hard to see
Yeah,
on
Scott.
the other fence, way on the fence there. So a good catch from the captain himself, Antonito Scott. Is a very useful batsman, all-rounded cricketer, good fielder. He also can do a bit of bowling. We haven't seen him.
Yeah, he haven't bowled for quite some time. For some reason, I guess he's concentrating on his batting.
Okay, well, he's batting and he's catching. Catching look pretty good.
So while the score is 157 for 6, Team India. Um, it was Kaskar who had just been out. The new batsman is Tagasi. Kanduro is in 2. Wow, that gets an outside edge and it's into the fence for 4.
No slip in place. Wide third man who is in the circle. And that one takes a thick edge. Run into the boundary like rocket. English hold his head and like, man, I could have had a catch here and I have a slip. But no slip.
You
4
would
runs.
really think that on a field like this they would use a third man on the fence.
That would be the wise thing to do.
And what did I just said? A third man on the fence.
Yeah, that would be the wise thing to do. This version of the game, you don't want to take any chances about it.
Especially with now they're setting the man on the fence.
You,
It's telling to go back on the fence.
you gotta protect those areas. Those are the areas that the ball frequent. Either they deliberately play it down there, or if you even take a thick outer edge.
Now they gotta bring in one man. They got 4 men in. But I also now think that Roger Tracy would come on the fence. He's a little too wide.
And that's
Wow,
gone
that's a
again.
good shot.
What a shot
That's
over.
a good
Over.
shot. That was hit over the covers for a beautiful six there by Tegasi. He moves on to 14 from 3.
Mercilessly. That was like, faster you come, the faster you go English.
Wow, that's a good ball. That's a good comeback there from English. Lenroy White.
Still another expensive over going on here.
I must again. I like to. I'm not gonna say I pull your legs. No, I'm not into that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna
You pull my
throw
leg any
something at
longer
you.
than they are, man, I'll be in
I'm gonna throw
trouble.
something at you now. It's Do you think how close to 150 you think Lenroy White is bowling?
Well, we're gonna minus some digits from that. we're gonna minus some digits from that. So we can divide that by two.
well,
And say, give him about 75.
well, I'm just asking the question. I mean, I
Well,
didn't say the digit gonna be big or it's gonna be small. I just
we're gonna pull it back. He's doing about 79.
I,
70, give him a little. It's about 79 miles an hour here.
something you said miles, not K.
He ain't clocking nothing tonight.
always put it and said he's bowling a little faster than Marlon Samuels.
Yeah, you may be right at that. And probably Toto would say, don't say that. Marlon Samuel, such a great cricketer, win 2 World Cup for us. It's only sad that we don't see
Wow, there it is.
sad that we don't see players like Marlon Samuels in the West Indies lineup in terms of passing on
Yeah,
to the younger youths, even though he's pretty young himself. Just in the 40s, Chris Gale still playing cricket. He's younger than Chris Gale, you know. But for such a class of a cricketer, I didn't say about the discipline, but as a cricketer, class of a player,
yeah.
it would be good for him to be giving back to the young West Indies. But that's something that I think with the West Indies, we don't use our experience.
172 for 6. They are in the 17th over.
We don't use the experience that we have in our region.
But while talking about Marlon Samuels, I mean, he retired from playing cricket, but now he's in the music.
Jesus.
Wow,
Another of the same shot.
that's a savage shot there over covers.
It's the same shot. It's a duplicate of the first one. Over cover, same place, same result. 6 runs.
Again, I was
Just
saying,
just a different bowler. Drysdale coming in and they're having no mercy on Drysdale. It start that way and it seems like it's gonna finish that way. It's not Drysdale night tonight.
well, that's how it usually goes with pace bowler. I mean, it's like the faster you bowl, it's much easier for the batsman to
Well,
put it away because it comes on the bat fast and it's gonna get off real fast.
well, you know what? I gotta send a message out there to Drysdale because I wanna get close to this winning 178 for 6. I said 200, but the rate that they're going after these bowlers, it's pushing it closer to your side of the fence, and I don't want that to happen tonight. So, Drysdale, please bowl the ball in the right place, just shy of a length down the track where the batsman can even think about coming front or going back.
You
That's
see,
the length
for
I want to see.
for Team India, um, anything under 200, I think it's gonna be knocked off by World 11 um, at about 18 overs.
Well, we are here watching and supporting, giving some strength from the commentary box here. an important player. I vote for that. He's a Palm Beach Hurricane player, so he cannot be an import player. He's a local player as well as an international player. So
import this president Tracy go for him. And he's a New York man. He's a man, he's a Florida man. He's always here, man. All right. Okay. You see him often, right? Okay.
he plays for the Palm Beach Hurricane team. So
you're gonna see
he's a local player. So Joyce Dale again. It's been quite expensive tonight. But as I said, he's a great bowler. If he wasn't, there's no way US would have selected him. But some days you don't get it the way you want it. And here he went for the short ball and it's same result down the ground.
Yeah.
Edge, top edge, it's gonna be four. On this field, anything past the infield, it's gonna run into the boundary. And
I think for
182 for six.
I think for Drysdale he may need a fine leg on the fence and a third man. He already have a man on the fence in the covers, but even though it doesn't help much, and he's out.
He's taken
And
down
he's out
there
caught.
at long on. A good catch, well judged under the lights. Not sure who is the fielder down there, but whoever it is, that was a beauty of a catch. It went sky high, but he waited patiently, settled under it, and take a beauty of a catch. Well done by that fielder down there. Drysdale now have a wicket to his name and a little respect on his name. Despite he's been quite expensive, 2.4 overs, 37 runs on the board. I don't think that's the spell that he would want to bowl, but it is what it is. It's South Florida cricket, and on this field, anything could happen on a given day.
Well, cricket is so funny because for so many times I see bowler with with that kind of record, and they end up getting bowling their 4 overs for like 40 runs with 4 wickets. So
Well,
it's not over until it's over.
so wide delivery, so another extra coming in, 183 for 7. Well, it's only 3 more wickets and they'll close out the India team, or they'll have to bowl 3 more overs after this one. Which route they want to take? Let's see. Another wide delivery. Try still not having his game. Oh,
That's
they
a leg
signal a
bye.
bye, a leg
Yeah.
bye. Yeah, I think he's be happy to have the ball out of his hand right now. 3 overs, 38 runs, 1 wicket.
What's that? Ablish. Ablish. That's his name.
So both
Ablish.
are black. So right now, both pace bowlers proved to be very expensive. It's over 60 runs between both of them. So now we see they're bringing back Palmer.
Who's going to bowl eight? So Palmer, you would think, bowled the 18th over and the 20th over. And Drysdale will be bowling the 19th.
I don't think I'll give Joyce Steele the ball back. I'll rather go back with Brown or one of them, a slow bowler.
I wouldn't go with the slow bowler for the 19th over. For me, I wouldn't go with the slow bowler for the 19th over.
Well, Palmer, I think he's gonna bowl. Is it medium pace? I
But
told
you
you.
got to remember now that the batsman changed. It's a different batsman.
So Palmer
It's
bowling medium.
Avalish who's there and
Beautiful
Kanduru.
delivery. Beautiful delivery from Palmer just outside the half stump. And that's something I told you about Palmer in the beginning. He can bowl whatever you want him to bowl once you throw him the ball. So if you want slow bowling, he'll give you slow bowling. If you need medium, he'll give you medium. And if he have to work up some pace, throw it to him, he still will do it.
184 for 7, Team India. Palmer is bowling his third over for 19 runs with 1 wicket. That's down the leg. Umpire signals a wide.
And just so the feel now, it's two of those overs were spin. Now we see medium pace. What is the same bowler? One was spin, two medium. Okay. Taking off the pace of that one was quite a move there. Kandur is on two, Ablak on one. So two new batsmen at the crease. Edge, and that is 4 runs. I would take an extended dive from Roger to get to that one.
That's the third man that we're talking about on the fence.
Yeah, there's no need for two of them in the circle right there. Yeah, no need for two man in the circle there.
'It takes you a four to know that, eh? It takes a four to know you're supposed to be on the fence. Okay.
And this one is way in the sky,
Who
but
is gonna get
could
it?
be a
No one,
catch.
no
Can
one.
somebody get near to it? Nope. $192 for 7. I think I'll lose this bet in no time.
They need over 200 to have a chance.
Okay, it seems like my name will be deleted very soon. So you will be the only one in
With
contenders
two
for.
more overs to go after this, I could say 13 balls.
What a drop. Straight in the hand, through the hands,
Wow.
and there's 2 runs. 195, that's the end of
Who is that?
Farmer's over. Maybe Brown, I'm not sure.
So at the end of the 18th over, the score is 195 for 7. Team India. And as we had predicted that it will be Drysdale will be bowling the 19th over, then Palmer should be bowling the last over. A little of my prediction is coming through
Yeah, I think you got it all right tonight. This is in the air, should be a catch by Joyce
by the
himself.
keeper.
And he have taken it successfully. A little bubble, but he got it in the
But
end.
you know that's very surprising though, because where that ball went,
should have been the
it
keeper.
should have been the keeper.
It's a big gloves, that should be your
but
catch.
again, the bowler thinks that is wicket. He's gonna get it. Yeah, yeah. Well, both of them are there, but the keeper have the gloves. Yeah, the keeper have the gloves. So as India lost their, is that the eighth wicket? 195 for eight there in the 19th over. Drysdale had now picked up his second
18
wicket.
by 1, first ball. Second ball.
It's a first ball. Yeah. You want to score? Yeah.
What a delivery from
And
Joyce
that's
Steele.
another dot ball.
Right through the batsman.
Okay, I get it.
And that's a dot
Wicket
ball.
and dot.
So still 195 for 8 and 18.2 overs. Just about 10 deliveries to be bowled.
That one was played square up the wicket. There's a fielder there. Oh, he picks up a single. Score moves on to 196. That's a slower ball there to Drysdale, and it's another dot ball. I think Drysdale had heard what you said, that you need to bowl some dot balls because your total is coming up real
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, I need 2 wickets.
Score remains at 196 for 8. Team India. And he could be out. No, it's it's another single. Wicket dot. Then one dot one. Yeah, that's it. Score is now 197 for 8. Drysdale is running in, and he gets that one an inside edge down to backward square leg. They picks up 2, and the score moves to. I'll let Ian tell me that score.
It's 199 for 8, so I need a maiden over right here.
That's your guy again. Yeah, that's your guy again. Ten power. Maiden.
So,
Maiden farmer.
Then Palmer out there to,
so it's
communicate to him.
Palmer, as predicted,
Only a single. That's all
will
we
be
need.
bowling.
Farmer is your friend.
Yeah, it's my countryman, Saint Elizabeth and Stets. That's 3 things we have in common right here.
So it's Avlich who is on 4.
No, no. I'm sorry.
That one is
That's
it.
why he plays down in the covers. They get 1. That's all they'll get. The score moves to
That 200 marker, that's my
200.
figure.
Team India 200 for 8. While they're in the last over. 200 for 8, Team India. That one was played square of the wicket. There's a fielder there.
Only a single.
It's Leslie who had sent that one back into the bowler. The score moves now to 201. Or you can say if it's closer to 200, then you're still
Yeah,
the winner.
we're still there.
Still the winner,
It's
yeah.
a toss up right now. We just want to bowl 2 more deliveries and then we say, okay, Ian, you could walk away with the big prize. And just me.
That's a slow ball there from Palmer.
Well
The
bowled, Palmer.
batsman is asking for a wide from the umpire, but umpire said play on, keep it going. 201 for A Team India up against World 11. Purdik Wala, Waldi. Eh?
This one will come down to the third man area here. Should be picked up easily by Roger Tracy, who's on the boundary. Very good throw back into the keeper. So only another single. So Palmer is doing a great job here in containing this team India in a
So
202
So
for
while
8.
you ask Palmer to bowl a maiden over, so far he's doing very good. He got
Only 3
four
runs.
balls with 3 runs in the over.
Very good bowling from
202
him.
for 8 Team India.
Very good bowling from Palmer here. Actually bowl a very good spell. That's a wide one, and
Down
that
the
one will go
leg
all
and
the
it
way.
will run away for 4.
I think he just went off line just a little.
I think Palmer was thinking of bowling another slow ball, but the direction wasn't as good as he had wanted to.
And he didn't talk to the keeper, so keeper wasn't
207,
expecting that one down the leg side.
207 for 8 Team India.
Have to bowl another delivery. Expect this one to be going. Only a single again. So last delivery, Team India 208 for 8. One delivery to be bowled, one legal delivery. Let's see. You would expect the batsman is planning for this one, but what is Palmer? Oh boy, it is a beauty of a shot. What a beauty. Went down the leg side again, and
And that
Palmer should
went
have
for
known
a
better.
6, and
Yeah, it's a good, well
that
done, Mr. Tucker.
that make you lost that bet.
Definitely, Palmer went down the leg side. Twice too many. Twice boundaries down the leg side.
Well,
I don't know why he would have changed.
obviously that ball wasn't down the leg side. The batsman come outside the half stump and played, but it was a full ball, so it gave him the
Leverage.
leverage to do whatever he wanted to do.
So,
214 for 8 Team India.
well done, Team India. It's getting to 214. It's a T20 affair. You know, I would say it's a pretty good total. Um, Royal 11 will definitely have to do some work if they're gonna get to 214. They need 215 to win. You know, very good start from the two openers. Then we had a partnership in the middle there. You know, those were the two partnership that really got India to this total. But
I think the music too loud.
so we just want to say, join us guys for the second half, where we have Royal 11 coming out to try and get this 214. All right.
Music too loud. No, no. So while we're about to start the second half of the second game, Team India would made 214 for 8. World 11 is now will be replying. You have Scott and Leslie who is will be opening the inning for World 11. Scott will be taking first strike. Scott doesn't usually make runs in them game, man. Get out first ball. The bowler will be Catchery. They'll be starting from the northern end.
So the man who opened the batting is the man who is opening the overs. So it's a beautiful six from Scott, the captain, leading from the front. It's 6 runs. First delivery, first boundary, building confidence. This one is coming down to us at long on. Single to Scott.
You know, Ian, I don't know if you recall, but games like these, Scott always got out real early. But so far he had passed his usually he's out by the first or second ball. So far he got 2 balls and he's off strike. So I think maybe tonight will be his night.
Well, Scott is kind of unpredictable kind of a player. He could come out here and he'd play the best stroke play one day, and another minute he'll be going all over the top. You know, say that to say that it depends on which Scott shows up. And right now, he looks like a Scott that is in a no-nonsense mood. In the first delivery over the fence, second delivery, he still was going at it. So big shout here. I'm not sure what they're shouting for, but the batsman was beaten all over.
Hello.
So Leslie is the opener with Scott. 7 without loss. All 7 runs belongs to Scott. A six and a single, which brought Leslie on strike there. So with 3 deliveries with ball, Leslie faced one. It went through him, but there was a shout. Not sure if it's for catch it or LBW. This one is down the leg side. A wide is gonna be signal. So 8 runs on the board for World 11. You know, Team India had a very good start between Ricky Naya and Khatri, who is here back with the ball. 100, 214 on the board, 215 to win this one. It'll be quite an interesting game here between these two teams. It's like the top of the table clash. This one is driven down the ground and it will be 4 runs. So 12 runs on the board for World 11. Still inside of the first over. Scott and Leslie opening pair here for World 11. This one is down the ground again, but this one finds the field line the way. Only a single take the total up to 13 runs without loss. And that's with a delivery to go.
The one that make 99. What's it make?
Scott went for that one. Seems like it peeled off the under edge and down into the boundary. 4 runs.
Howard Farmer in Boston.
So 17 coming off the first over. I would say good start by Earl 11 chasing 214.
And how much the other one make? What's it make? What? What's it make? What's it make? Kobe? Henry. 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 Okay.
So Scott is on 11,
Um, yeah.
Leslie on 5.
All right. Okay. We don't announce it. We don't announce it. Right now we're doing some streaming, live cricket. Good. Yeah. So if it on
Kanduro will be the
TVN cricket power play.
bowler. Wearing the number 12 jersey for India.
Yeah.
Leslie the batsman.
Yeah, we're live right now. Yeah, we're live
So
right
wide
now.
delivery starting with a wide just outside half stump.
Yeah.
18 runs to roll 11.
Okay. All right. Tell me when you. Oh, no, you got to. All right. The next 5 minutes. Don't mention. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Swing and a miss there by Leslie. Exuberant shot. If it was connected, then we would have
Yeah.
seen it somewhere over here. This one is over cover and it runs into the boundary. 4 runs. Beautiful shot here from Leslie. Taking advantage of the field placement and just a little bounce from the bowler gave him a bit of encouragement to go for that shot.
Okay.
22 without loss, roll 11,
Okay.
and that's chasing 214.
Let me give an update. While I would just swing down to the island Jamaica. I was there last week to my son was supposed to be playing a couple games last week. We went down there, but we're unable to do that because of he got injured just before the game. And but I understand that Trelawney, who was supposed to play for, won that game last week. And now this week they're playing St. James. And
Whoa!
today is the first day.
What a shot! That one was hit with aggression and a shot lifted outside of the park. What a beauty of a shot from Leslie. This man is dangerous. You could continue on there, Tucker.
So while I continue, Trelawney and St. James are starting their second game in the third week. Trelawney had bowled out St. James for 76. Yes, I say 76. We're talking about a two-day game. And Trelawney went on to make, well, they're still batting. They're 344 for 6. Howard Palmer had make 99, and Kobe Henry make 146. So again, Trelawney up against St. James. St. James was bowled out for 76. Trelawney 344 for 6, and the game continued tomorrow. So I'm going to say kudos to Trelawney, my team. Good going, guys. Hope you bring it home tomorrow. A big hello going out to Hines and the crew. Chester, how you doing? We're here at the LAUDERHILL Sports Park. It's Royal 11, who is 29 for no loss. Chasing 214 for 8, made by Team India. Scott, who is on 11, and Leslie on 16. Kachu had just bowled 1 over for 17 runs, and Kandura 1 over for 12 runs. Again, Royal 11, 29 for no loss. Chasing 214 by Team India.
So as Tucker is on the Jamaica leg of the cricket, Senior Cup cricket, we're just going to take you back a bit here to Royal 11 versus Team India. Royal 11 is 29 without loss, and they're chasing 214. And we're now, just completed 2 overs. So while we're on that, we're going to still give you some more update coming out of Jamaica, you know, what's going on down there.
In the meantime, I must remind you to call a friend, tell a friend that you're live on TVN Cricket Power Play. And please remind them to subscribe so we can get the cricket much better, so it can travel all around the world. Again, TVN Cricket Power Play. And I'm here filling in for on onfield.tv with Paul and the crew, Maitland, David Maitland, Paul Mowat on the crew. Onfield.tv will be live next week, Saturday night, right here again, and each and every Saturday night. Okay, Mr. Ian.
All right, so we're just going to bring you back to this game here again. It's World 11, just lost their first wicket, 29 for 1, and they're into the third over, and they're chasing 214, so 215 to win. So we can see Team India gathering to celebrate that wicket of Leslie. You know, Scott is out there on 11. So to complete the roundup, we have some matches that was played. In the UWI versus Melbourne CC, UWI made 230 for 10. Melbourne is 77 for 1 at the end of play here. And these are the latest we are giving you guys. Could be a little off, but we're just giving you as we get them. Manchester versus St. Catherine. Manchester made 259, and St. Catherine is going at 123 for 2 after 30 overs in their game. It's the Senior Cup we're talking about, guys. Then we have St. Elizabeth versus Clarendon. St. Elizabeth 137 for 10. Clarendon 139 for 6. So Clarendon lead by 2 runs on day 1. Then we have Westmoreland versus Hanover. Westmoreland 153. Hanover 5 without loss. I'm not sure about these numbers that I have here. St. Anne versus GC Foster. St. Anne's 183. GC Foster is 178 for 1. Then we continue over there, St. Mary's and Portland. St. Mary's made 311. Portland is now 48 for 2. Then the Jamaica Defence Force 173. And they're all out. Kingston 120 for 3. St. Thomas and Boystown, we see St. Thomas made 105. Boystown is 241 for 7. Police and Lucas. Police 331. Lucas 44 so far.
So, while the new batsman to the crease is Roger Tracy, what joined Scott, who is on 11. That one he played in the covers, was thinking about a single, but Scott have nothing to do with that. 29 for 1, World 11, chasing 214 for 8, made by Team USA. Made, sorry, 29 for 1, World 11, chasing 214 for 8, made by Team India. My mistake.
All right, so here we're having an even Steven game going on. And Roger Tracy is the new batsman out. Been doing quite good in the local league here. He comes out to join Scott, his teammate.
They bowl him.
And not much to say, but we can see India celebrating the wicket of Roger Tracy. So he's going to be walking back to the pavilion for a duck. He's still standing there, not not sure what happened, but he was bowled by Ricky Naya. So it's another wicket down. Roll 11. So the president of the South Florida Cricket Competition is walking back to the pavilion with a duck following behind him. You know, not a happy man as you can see. Would be very disappointed in just facing four deliveries and failed to trouble the score over here other than marking him out for a duck. So early 11, 29 for 2. We realize it's early inroad here in a Team India. I think they have a game plan. Tucker, what do you think this one is going to be?
Well, I've seen it coming down to the wire, but at the moment it doesn't look too good for World 11. But again, while they have, I would say, a good batting lineup, Demetrius Adams is at the crease. That was a good ball there from Ricky Naik. 29 for 2, World 11. That ball that he had bowled to Roger Tracy um, had kept a little low. It seems like it was a little faster and he kept a little low. Surprised Roger Tracy quite a bit. But again, um, 2 wickets are down for World 11, 29 for 2,
What a,
chasing 214 for 8 made by Team India.
what a over by Ricky Naya. I told you about Ricky Naya as a cricketer. He's a complete cricketer, a disciplined cricketer. You know, he knows the game quite well. And here he is taking the ball quite early, bowling a maiden over, 2 wickets. That is amazing, you know. And to really back himself or having that confidence to come this early, take the ball and get 2 wickets, no runs. Excellent bowling here from Ricky Naya.
Well, you know, it's like last week he also took the ball early and you were able to get Stephen Taylor out. So that was a good shot there by Scott. Played that in the covers. There's some fielder who chased, but they were able to just chase to pick it up from the fence for four. 33 for 2, World 11.
Yeah, back to Ricky Naya. He backed himself. He's a player with confidence, and he always back himself. He always back his team, and that is the thing I love about him. You know, Scott again going this time to mid wicket. Should only get a single here. That will bring Adams on strike. So it's 34 for 2. Rural 11 chasing 214. You know, in the beginning, I know Tucker, you said 214 probably wouldn't be a challenge for this Rural 11 team, but they have lost 2 wickets. You know, in terms of the run rate, I think they're pretty okay, but it's losing the wickets that may be a problem. So I think they definitely will be looking forward to have a partnership here.
Yeah, well, Demetrius Adams is a very good player, and I think he'll be able to construct this inning. It seems like Scott want to finish it very early. Seems like Scott want to finish it very early, but as a captain, and not only because he's a captain, but he still need to stay there and get a good partnership together with Adams if you want to bring this home for World 11.
Well, I hear Triniras keep reminding us that Scott has the record here in terms of the fastest century. A very close one for run out, but Scott, he has long legs and he was home safely. Didn't have to ask the umpire how was that one. He was already across the crease, the batting crease.
But could you tell me what happened there?
It was an attempted run out.
um, was he thinking that it's going to go for four?
I don't know what happened, but definitely didn't go for four, and he's racing back to make it back to the non-striker end. Beautiful delivery here from Kandura, just outside the half stump, getting a bit of bounce there.
Ian, I must ask you this. Have you ever played at the Trelawney Stadium?
Yeah, Trelawney Stadium, a beautiful stadium. Actually played only a game I played there. Went down with the Palm Beach Sports Club at the time, I think, and we went over there at Trelawney. I think it's a wasted field if you ask me for that stadium, and we're not using it. You know, I think we need to look into our cricket and definitely look at what we want to do. If we are building such a stadium there in Jamaica, I expect then we should be using it at least for some international game because it's up international standard and it's just sitting there over in Trelawney.
Yeah, I spoke to someone, and they said to me, they said, Elton, you know that stadium right at the moment is better than Sabina Park. And I said, what do you mean? I said, the condition that it's in right now, it's um, it's better than Sabina Park. I've been to Sabina Park for a long time, but for him to say that, that means because I thought that it was really just sitting there and not using. They're using it, but I think they're using it for the wrong thing. They're using it for soccer, for mostly soccer. And if they're gonna play soccer there, you know what's gonna happen to the field.
Soccer and cricket never go well together unless you're talking about astro type of turf setting or something. But when you talk soccer and you talk cricket, then it's trouble for the outfield, it's trouble for the fielder, and at times they even go onto the wicket, even though you may put around it, ribbons or so forth to cage it off. There's somewhere the ball is gonna make its way there. The studs is going on the field. So it's a game. It doesn't goes together. Cricket and soccer on the same field. So really and truly though, it's a beautiful stadium, and I really believe there's much more that we could do with such investment that we have put into that Trelawney Stadium. That's a swing and a miss. So 39 for 2 here. Team India versus World 11. Team India made 214. World 11 just need to get 215. But so far they lost 2 wickets. And Team India is utilizing their bowlers quite well. We see they start with the pace bowler, take them off in just a matter of over, and still no run there.
Yeah, they get one. The fielding is very good by India so far. They've been diving all over the place and stopping, saving three most of the time because it would be going for four, but the batsman end up getting just a single.
Well, from the beginning, we saw the Indian team over at the scoreboard. Beautiful shot here from Scott. He swings that over mid wicket, 6 runs to him. He was down on his knees and he just picked it perfectly well. And 6 more runs to him, which brought Royal 11 up to 46 for 2. Scott up to 25. He just faced 10 deliveries, strike rate of 250. So, you know, he's doing quite well leading his team from the front, leading by example. Yeah, so we go back to Team India and their fielding. So early we saw them over by the scoreboard there, and they were over there going through the various drills. And the fielding we saw them before the cameras earlier, before the game started, they were also putting in those catches. They were doing the diving, and you thought they were actually in the field of play. And that's just the team that India is. They're a disciplined team, hardworking, you know, and if they have a job to do, they're going out there to do it, and they're going to do it to the best of their ability. If you beat India, you got to beat them well, because trust me, it's a team that is pretty much all-rounded. Simple mean in their bowling department, they're going to come at you. If it's fielding, you definitely have to get it through them. They're not going to give you any free runs. You know, they'll be chasing every single ball to the boundary. Even when they know it's going for four, they're still running after it. You know, and if it's just to get back the ball in, the field of play, and quickly the next ball is in, that's just India. They're not wasting time. They are a team and a team to beat. And tonight they're just showing what they've been practicing, feeling quite well. This one is coming down to a straight to us. Boom! Beautiful shot here. 4 runs from the captain himself. Like I said, Scott seems to be in a no-nonsense mood. So Rural 11 have brought up 50 runs and counting. So it's 51 for 2. 5.2 overs been bowled. So they're going at a steady rate. They're right on the ball. Scott playing that shot through cover. Oh boy, that was such a beauty. It's a beauty to behold. If I have my son out here, that's what I would want him to copy. A shot like that. Very well played, graceful. Rushes into the boundary like lightning across the field. Scott, as I said, is in a no nonsense mood. This is the Scott that we all love to see. Here he goes again. Pull that one into the boundary like a rocket. Man, I hope you have all these one on camera. Because Scott is on fire down here, guys. Lauderhill, South Florida, Oakland Park. Tucker, I think if this was grass, it would be on fire tonight. You know, that one came off the bat like a rocket. Hit the fence and bounced back on the field of play. You know, he's having a grand time out there, Scott. 59 for 2, that's the total right now. And he pulls again over mid wicket into the boundary again, beating the man who they put deep there in mid wicket. Still same result, 4 more runs to Scott. Team Rural 11, 63 for 2. Scott is running away to 41, and that's the total that they got Ricky Naya for 41. I don't think Scott would want to close out his innings here. 14 delivery. He is 292 strike rate.
So while we got a run rate is 10.8, the required rate is 10.7. So they're just about right on point with the required rate. 65 for 2, roll 11, chasing 214 for 8, made by Team India. Scott is on 41 from 15. Demetrius Adams is on 4 from 8. Ricky would bowl 2 overs, 1 maiden, 10 runs with 2 wickets. Namala 1 over, 17 runs. After 6 over, roll 11, 65 for 2, up against Team India, 214 for 8. Sadiki.
So good going here from Rural 11 despite they have lost 2 wickets, 65 for 2, and they're chasing 214 that was made by Team India, losing 8 wickets. That's in their allotted 20 overs. So 20 over for you guys, just so you know. Left-handed unorthodox spinner. Easy single here, which will pull Scott and strike. And they have a overthrow, get an extra run in there, which will bring back Adams on strike. That one he swung it back with a square. Will find the fielder in the way there. 4 runs. Even though he put his body in it, it was not enough to block it from going into the boundary. So it's 71 for 2. Adams is taking up his tally up to 10 runs. And that's in 10 deliveries. So strike rate of 100, even. Very good delivery there from the bowler, Mr. Siddiqui. Beautiful delivery again. Bounce, turn, good control from him. And this is a turn and a swing. Why did he give away his wicket like this, Tucker? You know, inventing that shot which I've could played right down here for 6 runs. It was a full toss low.
We call that TV shot.
They're watching too
Yeah,
many television.
too much television. These are shots that you need to practice before you come into a game and try to play. But anyway, Royal 11 had lost their third wicket for 71, chasing Team India 214 for 8.
I would
So Adams had gone for 10. Scott is still there on 41. Sadiq had picked up his first wicket for 6 runs.
I would definitely say there was no need for those shots. Not when you're at this stage of the game and you're in the position that you're in. You know, no strain on the batting team. You know, to be going for a X.
Yeah, good.
So Goodlit is the new batsman that is coming out. Still yet to see Palmer, who is also a very good, stable middle order batsman. Also could bat up the order. But let's see what Goodlet would do. Come out here and partnership with Scott, who is on 41. I think India normally resort to going to their spinners more than they'll use their pace bowlers. And I think they're going to be pulling that tactic here on Royal 11.
So at the end of the seventh over, Royal 11 71 for 3 up against Team India 214 for 8. Scott is there on 41. Goodlet yet to score.
I saw you playing some exquisite shot today, man.
Sadiq, you had about 1 over for 6 runs with 1 wicket. Namala, 1 over 17 runs. And he will, I think he will continue. They're just making some decision. So Ian, let's get back to West Indies. Um, West Indies cricket. Um, have you seen a team for yourself? You got any team in mind for yourself? Do you think the white ball cricketers will be coming back for the red ball? What's your take on that?
All right, I'm Tucker. So I'll share this bit of knowledge and this bit of my journey, my story. And I don't think I'll be much different from many of the past cricketers and supporters of West Indies cricket. West Indies cricket for me, I've gotten to the point where I kind of lose interest. Simple mean I don't follow West Indies cricket the way I used to follow it, the way my father used to follow it. I remember back in the days with my father, he would have at least 15 battery put together, wrapped in paper, two piece of wire, connecting it just to make sure that he has power. So he don't miss a single delivery, he don't miss a single ball. And I would listen along with him. I would sit up way out of the morning to watch West Indies cricket. Up to the point of even Brian Lara. But can tell you this. My interest in West Indian cricket has dropped, and it's all because of what I've seen happening in terms of the cricket. The cricket has watered down, the level of the competition have watered down, and for 1 minute I'll see a cricketer, a rising star, and I'll say I love this cricketer. But before you know it, the very cricketer that you fall in love with is no longer playing for West Indies. This particular player decided to play IPL, CPL, you name it. And it's like that interest that you have in the game, in the player, in West Indies, you just lost it overnight. Because the player that you would want to follow and watch, you can see that player in a West Indies team. We have players who, when they play IPL, CPL, they destroy all the team with their bowling. Their bowling ball, it's where it's going through the bat, getting all these wickets, but yet still not in a West Indies team. You know, and as I said, we continue to see this happening over and over. So if you're a die-hearted cricket fan, this is not something that you want to tolerate this type of cricket. You know, but what I would like to see is for the body that govern cricket to put, I wouldn't say a ban on these cricketers, but at least you have to play during the season. When the West Indies is out there, you have to represent the West Indies, or else you're not getting the leave way to go represent a foreign I say community, not even a country. It's a community. You go to Dubai, you're playing Dubai cricket, and West Indies is over here playing cricket. You're not representing West Indies. You know, you started, say, for example, Trinidad, Jamaica. You have people who are die-hearted cricket fan from your home country, and they want to watch you. But instead, you're down there somewhere across the world where we don't even get the live stream of it. So you don't even get to enjoy that cricketer that was born and raised in your country, bred, and really and truly, with that, I kind of stopped following the cricket.
While at the end of the eighth over, World 11 76 for 3, chasing Team India 214 for 8. Yeah.
I see only two people who you could say come and play red ball cricket, which is just Brandon King or Sheo. Those are the two. Otherwise, you don't have anyone else over there. That Brandon King.
And exactly what you said. And that take away the interest of people like me and many other cricketers, is that there's no stability. It's like we're playing mediocre cricket.
Well,
Hold a second,
My,
we're gonna give one of our analysts here
what,
just to shed some light on this conversation.
my, 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 my younger years were watching the West Indies team at the Frank Worrell ground in at UE in Trinidad. Watching these guys, how, how they played and how they conducted themselves on the field. Once I did that, this game that we not tend to love more, the 2020, has taken away the system of what a cricket game is what we love and what we grew up in. Anybody who is over probably 30 years is going to love the tests and 50 over games better than this. And I do.
You must also realize that they're trying to organize the world. Cricket is trying to organize now to have a window to play the test match. No, so that is something that hopefully that can come in, and the players then you can have a good set of players play.
well, my take on the whole situation is I am a die-hearted West Indian fan. But sometimes when they're playing, I would walk away from the TV and come back because of the way they're playing. But at the same time, it's like I look at it and said, what I think Sammy is planning to do now is try to get it back where it was before, where it's like we are not playing, we don't want to play Australia cricket, we don't want to play England cricket, we don't want to play India cricket because Australia is playing with 3 different teams and they can afford to play with 3 different teams. India can play with 5 different teams. England can play with 3 different teams. West Indies can only play with one team because they don't have enough guys to spread around. And they try to do that. They try to follow Australia by saying, okay, this is a T20 team, and this is a 50 over team, and this is a test team. It's not working, and I think Sammy want to change that. While in the meantime, I must stop and say the score is World 11 85 for 3, team chasing Team India 214 for 8,
Rusty, if you turn on it, the mic over there.
and Gaf Sadiki, who had bowled 2 over for 11 runs with 1 wicket. Shea had bowled 1.1 over, 5 5 runs, no wicket. Again, World 11, 85 for 3 against Team India, 214 for 8. And this is in the 10th over. So while I was saying, it's like West Indies cricket right now, I think Summit gonna try to bring it back where all of the guys who were playing cricket all over the Shiop and the Puran and the Rutherford and all of them who is there. He's trying to get them back to play for West Indies and not have 3 different teams. And I hope it will work like that. And I think that's why um, the captain has been taken away from Powell. He gave it to Shy Hope. And it's like a lot of us are saying, well, Powell, they didn't deserve to take it away from Powell. But at the same time, it's like, I guess Sammy have something thinking about different from what a lot of us are thinking about. That's a good shot there by Scott. He moves on to 47, while the score to 91 for 3. Roll 11, chasing 214 made by Team India.
You see, Ian is saying that what Ian is saying that all them players are playing all over the world, and you're not getting the 11s unless you have a window for the T20 tournaments or the West Indies playing. Then you're not going to get a full strength team because all them guys are gonna just like Ian had said, all of them are chasing after the money, and they wherever a T20 or a T10 pops up, that's where they're going.
So to answer the question then, um, Sir Tucker, what I'm saying is that I could possibly name a team tonight, but yet by the time we're ready to go into the series, those players make themselves unavailable. So, that's what is really happening in the cricket, and that's the sad thing about it, is that we find our players all over the world, and there's no structure to it. They can do it, and then they walk back into the West Indies. That's another thing about it. You see we're shaping up to go into the World Cup. All of a sudden you hear two, three players who haven't played for a long while. They're coming back in, and two youngsters that you were, grooming, they lost their place. It's kind of, as I say, on the up and the down, and it's shaky. Say when West Indies cricket is gonna take some guts to really bring it back to where we used to, you know, enjoy West Indies cricket, test and one day.
I don't think West Indies have enough players in the cupboard to have 3 teams. But at the same time, I can do understand why guys are going to play. I mean, it's a job. They got to feed the family and so on. So it's like they're going different places to make the money that they're not making here.
I want to tell you something. West Indies, it's not that we didn't have good team before, you know, and it's not that we can't have good team now. And the reason we see what is happening, we think West Indies can pay the players more, but guess what? The team that we are putting forth, when you go to that country, they don't want to watch them. So if we had a solid team, then they'll pay them the money. But we don't even have a good team that nobody want to watch, really. So, we'll say up our salary for the players to attract them, give them some incentive, and I think that may help to, kind of put a little dent on them going out, and then also ensure that you have to play a certain amount of game for the West Indies for you to even become eligible to play outside of the West Indies. You get what I'm saying?
You see, the thing about it right now, the way things are in the West Indies, it's good for the players that are there because it's like everyone is getting a little. But the fans, like us who out here, it's like we're not seeing the quality team that West Indies is supposed to be putting together. Because, I mean, of all the players, it's like a lot of these guys, it's like you got guys from Barbados, You got guys from Trinidad. You got guys from Guyana. And all of them is getting a little piece of the pie, which is good for them. But overall, it's not good for West Indies cricket.
Yeah, we haven't seen much growth in West Indies cricket over the past 10 years. I haven't seen the growth in the West Indies at all. I will definitely love to see the players get more money, but to get more money, I think they have to put in more work. So let's see what Sammy have to do. It's his turn at the wheels now. He-
How easy is it to bat with centre palm? How good leg swing in centre palm?
Palmer usually bat maybe about 5 or 6. Yeah. So the score is 95 for 3, World 11. Up against Team India 214 for 8. You got a run rate of 8.9 and the required rate is climbing. It's getting way up there. It's now 12.9. Scotto is on 49 and Goodlit on 11.
Maybe from 17.
11 from 17. Scott 49 from 22. And let's see if this could be Scott 50. Not as yet. It's still stuck on 49. So at the end of the 11th over, score is 96 for 3, World 11. Up against Team India 214 for 8. Sadiq had now bowled 3 overs for 13 runs with 1 wicket. Shea, 2 overs, 14 runs.
so as we can see, India is really utilizing their bowlers quite well. You know, we haven't seen back the opening pace bowlers as yet because the spinners are definitely doing the job for them thus far. They're restricting the batsmen, you know, especially Scott. We see he's taking a little while to get to his half century. He's been around in the 40s for a while now. So Team India is doing good in terms of the bowlers and how they're using them. So it's now up to Royal 11 to get their game going in terms of getting the runs. We see they're playing the balls, but they're not beating the fielders. So they're gonna look around, see the field setting, and see how best they can beat this field placement. Because as I said, it's a fast outfield. You just need to beat the fielder, and it's in the boundary.
This batsman only looking to hit it on one side of the field, and he only looking to hit it on the leg side.
Yeah, and I think by doing that, I see Ricky and I have strategically placed those players just on the boundary there on the leg side and down by long on, backward a square. So he's blocking those gaps. And I say, if you can't get the boundary, get the singles. Six is better than none.
This is 50, 50.
So Scott makes 50 here. So leading from the front, leading his team, taking them a run closer to that 214. They're 98 for 3. This one is down between mid on, and mid wicket, still to the fielder. So they find it very difficult to pierce the outfield here. So I said they're playing the shot, but they're just not getting the boundaries. This one is Scott playing quite early. He's getting frustrated, it seems. I think he just need to take a little breather, relax, and start all over again. He started quite well. That's not well played. There it is. We could see that coming. Scott was getting just a little bit frustrated, and we can see the Indians. They kept the pressure on in terms of they keep bowling that same line and length, and in the end here you can see they got the better of Scott. So kudos to Ricky Naya and the way he's using his bowlers. You know, the way he's setting the field is great field setting here. You know, and you realize Scott could not beat the field. You know, good lip still struggling, and as a result, it's pressure. And they say pressure burst pipe. Well, we got some leaks going on here. So is it Joseph Palmer walking into the middle? As I said, a very good cricketer. You know, a lot will be on his shoulders here tonight. He captains the Palm Beach Hurricane team, so as I said, he is not just an average player, exceptional player. On his day, he could be the key to winning this game. You know, let's see if he can stick around. They definitely need him to. It's 99 for 4. I don't know if we have that much of a depth in terms of the batting in this Royal 11 team. Still haven't seen Powell. So other than the run rate is climbing a bit, 14.5. They're just scoring at 8.3, thereabouts. That's not where they want to be. They definitely have to pick it up. So the 100 runs is on the board for Rural 11. 115 more to go. Just under 8 overs. It's 7.5 overs to be bowled. They definitely have to shift gears right now. You have to take off the cruise control and probably push it in a little overdrive.
They have to start getting some 15 runs and over, yeah?
Yeah, well, that is the required rate. It's like almost 15 runs and over. So there's no time to linger. And boundary is gonna be key here. Joseph Palmer is a pretty good batsman of spinner. You know, let's see if he can handle them under the light. Not that confident in playing that one. Good bowling here from the India team. All the bowlers that's been utilized thus far have came spot on. Nice shot by Palmer, but straight again to the fielder. So Ricky Naya definitely great field placement here. Royal 11 is finding it very difficult to beat this field placement, and as a result, it's dot ball after dot balls, and that just make it more difficult for them. The run rates keep climbing. 16.1 every dot ball. There it is again. That was a close one, very cheeky single. But that's what pressure does. It is pretty much quiet over there in the World 11 corner. We're not seeing that energy that they started out with. Spectator coming to the fence and screaming and go Scott. We don't even hear Trini Ross in the commentary box. So, as we can say, the elders they say it's time to go in, time to draw closer to bed. We just want to say thanks to Wesley and Ray for traveling all the way from Palm Beach to be here with us in Fort Lauderdale. But you know what it is, you know, gotta get back close to the roost. Can't let daylight catch you out here. You know, don't know how you explain that. So it was good having you guys around. You know, and those are two of the foundation of the Palm Beach team guys. You know, Wesley and Ray. It's like two peas in a pod. You see one, you see the other. The only person in minutes is the great Beresford Lewis and the great Max. That was the Palm Beach team. And Fireman, where is Fireman? We haven't seen him in a while either. But you know, Palm Beach was a team to beat once upon a time. Yep. Those were the days of cricket. Palm Beach versus Soup Bone and the rest. The great Elton Tucker. When he hit it, it is well hit, but here he is in the commentary box.
Yeah. No,
You know, Palm Beach was a team that was feared back in the days, guys. You know, pull and a miss here. Palmer is finding it difficult.
Lesman.
And that's the basic of cricket. We have gone this T20 version, I think, have moved us far away from the basic where you come front foot, you move across, you play through the V. We don't see that anymore. Everybody's going across the line. Is that a sitter? Yes, it is. So, early 11, another one down. Another one bite the dust. I, I don't think early 11 have what it takes right now. They're running out of gas halfway the journey.
After you miss 5 balls like that, what's coming is coming.
Yeah, the pressure is a mountain right now. You know, strike rate required is 17.1. It's gonna take innings from one of their players if they're gonna bring this one back. So, who is the magician? Let's send them out. India, I like the way they regroup after each wicket. You know, they regroup and they come together. They give off each energy and they then move back to their fielding position. Great cricket from the Indians here tonight.
While I must take a break from the cricket for a couple of seconds just to remind you about the Alfred Julian Memorial Easter Cricket Tournament. This will be going on in St. Croix. We're talking about from April the 18th to the 20th. Starting time is 9 a.m. This will be at the Blue Bamboo Ground, Cold Drive In.
Another wicket down, just a break here. Another wicket down. 101 on the board. And Rural 11 is in a bit of trouble here, losing their main batsman Scott, and it's their London Bridge is falling down.
Again, it's the Alfred Julian Memorial Easter Cricket Tournament. This will take place in St. Croix, April the 20th, starting time at 9 p.m. Remember, my friends, if you would still can make it to go to St. Croix, please let me know. Or if you don't want to call me, you could call Lesman Alderman Rowe, Mr. Should I say 69, 68 plus 1. Yes, on the 18th to the 20th in St. Croix. It's cricket, lovely cricket at the Alfred Julian Memorial Easter Cricket Tournament. The Pittons Vipers will be taking care of this. I remember those guys come here to South Florida some time ago. Enjoy some good cricket. So
Uh,
on the 18th of April to the 20th, the tournament will be going on. Alfred Julian Memorial Easter Cricket Tournament.
all right, Tucker. If you miss this one, it's the hat trick ball. Would we be able to have two hat trick for the afternoon? You know, Greece, two delivery, two wickets. This is the hat trick delivery. Well, not to be. This one is wide outside the half stump and it runs, beat the keeper and into the boundary. But very good bowling from him.
But for some reason, I didn't think Brown, who is the new batsman, I didn't think Brown realized it was a hat-trick ball because he was trying all his best to get
Together.
a to get a bat on the ball that was wide.
Well, with 17.4 runs required per over, you want to get ball and bat on every ball because they're definitely in a spot of bother right now, losing all of 6 wickets with only 106 runs on the board. You know the required run rate is climbing pretty fast. Every dot ball,
They're not in a spot there.
it's 17.7, almost 18 runs and over. And I don't think there's a Brian Lara in the lineup to come. I don't see a Carl Hooper.
17.7 runs per over. It's not too bad. What is bad is the run rate. 7.6. That is very bad.
Well,
107 for 6, Rule 11 up against Team India 214 for 8. Brown is on 1, Goodlet is on 15 from 22. Sadiqi's bowl has bowled 4 overs for 15 runs with 1 wicket. And they could look on the positive side that Sadiqi over has been completed.
Ricky Naya. And then
well,
Ricky Naya to contend with now.
well, so far I would say you gotta give thumbs up to all of the spinners that Ricky and I have used, and see him coming back into the attack right now. He knows that this is where you put on the vice grip. This is where you shut it down, and as a result, I know he's confident himself and he's coming back into the attack. You know, so it's gonna be an uphill task from here on if that they're not able to connect 3 good hits in each overs right now.
From here, look like they're trying him out. Did him drop it?
Well, that's a drop
Yeah.
catch down there on the boundary. Should have been a wicket, but it's a drop catch. But nevertheless, it didn't find its way into the boundary.
You couldn't ask for a better target though from the batsman to the fielder.
Yep.
I mean, the fielder. I don't think he'd have to run in. He should just accept that catch.
You know,
Or anyway, World 11 is 108 for 6.
I gotta say something. You see, catching under the light tends to be very difficult. It's not like you're under the sunlight. I remember when I used to play, I see some ball that would, kind of lob in the air, and you sure it was gonna be an easy catch. And
Wide,
at,
wide.
when you realize, Tucker, the fielder have to be doing a full stretch dive to catch that ball. It's like under the light, it tend to be a little difficult. But that was a straightforward catch. Nothing that he had to move
Yeah,
far. So, you know, it should have been taken. But he spilled it. Probably it's for a reason. Don't want to bring in the master blaster.
maybe so.
I don't know much about this Royal 11 lineup myself. As I said, tonight is my first night here with you guys. So as a matter of fact, that's why you beat me in the prediction. Tucker.
I'm kind of surprised though that Powell is still not in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. I wonder if Powell is still here. Maybe he have to go to work.
Normally, Powell would bat at the early end. If you come to play and your second game, I don't think you'll be working. You would definitely be doing your team injustice if you know you're gonna go to work and play. So I think he's out there, just haven't been used in the regular spot that he would normally bat. Anywhere from 1 to 3. I would say the furthest down probably 4 or 5. But Powell will have expect to see him out there already. But I don't know the plan Royal 11 have, but so far it's not really working.
Need to stop that plan and come out
What
with
happened, Tucker? You think the ball get much heavier? It seems like the ball is very
Well,
heavy.
well, um,
innings.
while we could think that there's no ball going to water, so it's like it's nothing to think about that the ball gets heavier or
Night, Juman.
um,
I think the
I
Indians
think the Indians are bowling good.
they put something on the ball.
Yes,
The ball is
they
getting
are
heavy.
bowling good.
The ball is getting heavy. I think the
Team
umpire
India Team India is bowling good.
I think the umpire should check the ball because that ball is not the same 5.5 ounces.
Yeah, this is it's been quite a while. I say many overs now that this team Royal 11 been trying to get the ball
To the boundary.
to the boundary and it's not happening.
I think the umpire should
Yeah,
check
the
the ball.
fielder is bowling good.
The fielder,
I
okay.
mean, the bowler is bowling
No,
good.
no, I think the umpire should check the ball. I think that ball is about 7 ounces, not the five and a
Yeah,
half
the
that we
5 ounce
see.
is no longer there.
No,
It seems very difficult for them to get the ball to the
And
field.
they have Team India is fielding very good. Yes, they just drop a catch, but they're fielding very good. They save a lot of boundaries.
I say Team India being strategic from about 5 to 6 overs in. They had worked out Scott. He was going great guns, and ever since they got the wicket of Scott, then it's a tumble. It's a downhill, and it's one that seems that Royal 11 have not and will not be able to recover from. They have dropped their run rate down to 7.5, which you don't see that regular in a T20 competition, especially when you know what you're chasing. You know, at 7.5, now the required run rate is like 20. And this one is over the fence. They had break the barrier, not getting a boundary. So let's see what happens. It's gotta be good lit. Good lit, better be good tonight.
You got 29 balls to go.
20 runs and over.
93 runs.
96.
Oh boy, this is way in the sky, but it's gonna offer opportunity for a catch here. Let's see. No, no, no. It's out of the park. So Goodlit
They need
is get
90
gotta be great.
from 4.4.
Yeah. 125 for 6. Chasing 214 for 8. The run rate is 8.2. The required rate, should I say, 19.1, 19.3. Goodlet moves on to 31. Brown and 3. But Ian saying this and saying that on the in a couple of weeks there's a cricket tournament in St. Croix, and I will be going down there. Do you think I should play? Say no.
Alright. If If it's a Masters League and we're not using any raw pace, I say you could go and play. But if you have any young pace down there, Tucker, stay away.
Why you think so?
Well, you see, I tell you this, I'm a nurse, and as we age, things that we believe we can do, we can't do,
We no longer can.
we no longer can do, because the body is not with you. The body wanna rest, it don't wanna be hackled, and the eyesight start to go, so your reflex is not as good as you thought it was. But guess what? The mind still believe it can,
Yeah.
but surely when you go out there and put it to the test, it can be something else.
Yeah, and I think you should talk for yourself.
Well, I'm retired already.
But while you're saying that, I know Lesman is laughing so hard right now because he said, "Tucker, Tucker, please don't."
Well, let's man, we send a replacement. Don't worry, we send a replacement for Tucker. You know,
well, I already told Lesman that um, if he have enough, I won't play, and if he still don't have enough, I won't play.
so he's coming there as a commentator, Lesman. You know, don't worry yourself. You have a commentary. You got a lot of laughter
So
with Tucker in the box. So don't worry. You don't have him as a player. You have him as a commentator and an analyst.
I am recruiting. I am recruiting players for that weekend.
Yeah, yeah, Max behind you.
Um, I understand that Stephen Taylor will be there. Um, Bigger will be there. Lesman will be there. And
Yeah, Max. You can recruit Max. Yeah.
Max is holding his hands up. And somebody is shaking his hand and said, don't even use him as an umpire because he'll be too close to the ball. 133.46. Well, they got steel bar. And
Well, I just want to say to Lesman, you know, he's a very great cricketer. You know, we all respect Lesman here over here in South Florida. You know, he bring a lot to the game of cricket, and you know, as an organizer, you know, I say we're gonna wish the tournament nothing more than success. You know, Lesman, and I think having Tucker on the team, you have a stallion here, and I think he will definitely add to the promotion and the production.
18th to the 20th.
the 18th from the Thursday, the 17th to the 21st, which is the Monday.
This one is in the air. Should be an easy catch to be taken, and it is. So another wicket down. Another one will be walking back into the pavilion. As I say, London Bridge is falling down over here.
Number 8.
So, so Royal 11 is now in even more trouble. The run rate is still climbing, 21 and up. 134 for 7. Chased in
Huh?
214.
Yes.
Well done by Ricky Naya.
See, foul
And
just
Brown is back in the pavilion.
see, where see, foul two no gonna work. Man, see, foul him.
So guess what, guys? The game have just started all over again, and we have the opener coming out, who is no other than Mr. Powell. Is and he hails from Manchester. You know, back in the days, he was a very good player. Tonight, he's gonna be playing under the light. You know, and he's normally an opener, so that's why I say the game is starting all over. So opener Powell is at the crease.
He look like
He's here
Oscar.
to be the savior for Royal 11. Can he save Royal 11
From what?
from being blown over by India?
So while the score is 134 for 7, Royal 11 chasing 214 for 8 made by Team India. And Ricky, who had picked up his third wicket, he's now bowling his fourth over, one made in 17 runs for three wickets. Tagasi, two over, 22 runs, two wickets. And it seems like Powell forget his bat. Okay, they said he forget them. He picked up two left-hand gloves. So I guess he got to change it.
Well, guys, there's a little joke here in the commentary box, and they're saying that Paul may have a little touch of dementia.
Well, on a serious note, walking out to the crease with a required weight of 22.1 is like I don't care which batsman it is. There is little bit of nervy going on. 22.1, he need to win.
Well, we have to send for Steve Urkel to bowl. What a hit! You know what? I think Powell is
And
showing to World 11 that they made a mistake. They should have brought him up the order, and they probably just a little bit late. But, but let's see what Powell have to offer. I say he have to be the savior tonight. You say save from what? From India?
well, he start out with a positive note.
I said he's sending a message.
Or shouldn't I say a positive note? I should have said a positive 6.
You know, I don't know Powell as a runner, so Powell, so Powell, I would rather you go with the fireworks.
You see, Ricky Naya come back with a good ball. It's a faster ball, and it seems like for whatever reason he tried to get it just a little low, so Paul were able to dab it down on that.
He swing and he misses.
And I think he's doing the wrong thing because he's swinging across the line. If he had swing straight for that one, possibly he would have got it. 140 for 7, roll 11, chasing 214 for 8. Powell on 6, Goodlit on 32. Ricky Nayak bowling his last ball of his over. And that one was very much.
How you say Powell can run? Well, what do you mean by Powell can run? Get that extra 4 runs. No, he ran for the strike. Not for the run.
Um, the umpire is making a signal there.
He said 6.
6? Oh, they run 2. They cross. So
Yeah.
second. Once they cross.
So here it is that Powell came in and he faced 4 balls and he got 12. And it's only 2 striking.
Nobody have a strike rate
Striking
like
shot.
Powell in the team. And yes, he came in at the tail.
146 for 7. 3 more overs to go. Powell 12, Goodlit 32. They're chasing 214 made by Team India.
Don't forget 23 runs per over. That's the required run rate.
3, 6, and a 4 will bring it down.
Let's see how great. Let's see how great Goodlit is. He gotta be great tonight, not just good.
That's a wide signal by the umpire. And that's 1, so it's now 21.
Good will have to be great will tonight, okay?
Good won't work.
No. What a shot, boy.
That's
What
a good
a
shot
shot.
there by Goodlit.
That's a great shot by Goodlit. We're gonna change the name if he complete this one.
There's 2 fielder in the covers and he beats both of them to the fence for 4.
150 is on the board for Roll 11. 151 for 7.
So it's Shea who is bowling his last over.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
That
That
shot
is
far.
gone miles over. What do you think about that shot, Tucker?
That's a very good shot there. It was a little slower ball, and he raced on it and raced on it and hit it over mid wicket for a massive six.
Huge six.
So the score moves to 157, and Goodlet raced to 42.
And Goodlet is stepping into greatness.
Great lit.
Yep.
Matthew so they hold up the game to the for about 10 minutes. I look for if the guy bowl
Outside the half stump, Goodlet was thinking
Open.
about getting a wide.
the game for you know.
Yeah, 78 minutes.
And in the end them say it's not a no ball.
Right. Yeah, them well, big game to them. I think he expected the umpire to call it wide there because you definitely lend that a bat. Swing
Yeah.
at it, especially with what is required here. Every dot ball, the run rate goes up. Gone again.
And there's a fielder there, and he could have a run out now.
Let's see the great.
Send back into the bowler. And while there's a change in the field for the left-hander, you got a deep mid-wicket. You got a man that's short,
Roger batted.
Long time.
backward square leg.
It was so short that you didn't see him.
On foot though.
I know.
That one was hit down to long off, but long on for a single by Powell.
Very short.
Right hand and left hander.
You couldn't see it.
So with 13 more balls,
All right,
the
Tucker.
required run rate is up to 25. You can call it 26.
All right, Tucker. The question is, what do you think they'll close their innings at?
Um, it's now 160 with two more overs. So they'll get 20 in the two overs, so it's 180.
Uh, it's the first I'm gonna circle in with you about that.
Game over. So with two overs to go, after 18 overs, World 11, 160 for 7. Chasing 214 for 8 made by Team India. And it's a change of bowling from will be taken over from Shea. We'll wait to see the bowler. That 34.
They could bowl anyone at this time. Even Steve Urkel.
Tagasi. Wow, what a ball!
What a stop.
And the keeper were able to jump on that one and save a four. I don't think it's even that four will help World 11 at this moment because your required rate is 30. Got to get 30 in the next 11 balls. That's another
Delivery.
good ball in the black hole.
Goodlet have no clue what's happening right now. Bowler is hitting those right at the toe.
That 37 is who? It's Ipa. Yeah. It's not Sandeep. one was hit down to long on for a single, a well-deserved single. Well, you got to say that because it's two dot balls to start the over. So it's Powell. Let's see what Powell can do. We need 36.
Paul can't do nothing.
Need 36 for the rest of the over.
What a
And he
beautiful
flicked
shot
that
from
one.
him.
It could run away to the fence, yes, for four.
Right here.
I think Powell is showing them that they had definitely made a mistake. 17 off 6. With this strike rate, he should have been batted long time ago.
I'm trying to find an excuse why Powell just coming in. But
Oh, he probably couldn't find the right shoes.
um, no, on a serious note, they got to find an excuse
Because
because
he left his bat. And the right shoes was missing and he couldn't come out till he find the shoes. He left his bat, so he had to wait.
He couldn't find the right gloves.
And the right shoes and that's it. But we see a plane pass across, probably that's what
no, I
they said
think
send for the spear and it
I
just
think he went to the bathroom and fall asleep. Yes, he wasn't nowhere
Boy,
around.
look at that. He's just showing them, man, I'm a class of a player. You guys left me for last. I can cover drive. Is everybody cross?
So that's the end of the over. They got six from it, and the required rate is now okay. So okay, we got five guys here. We all gotta make a bet. We all gotta make a bet.
What's the bet?
Do who think World 11 still have a chance?
A chance for what?
The required rate is 49 with 6 balls to go.
They still have a chance.
Come on, who think?
They still have a chance of losing.
Yes, them have a chance to go early.
Okay, what you said, Ian? I heard from three guys already. What do you have to say?
Can I talk and still be dumb? That's a good one. That's a good one. I will remain silent. Remain silent, still talking.
Why the score is 166 for 7.
It's a
Team
clear
India
cut.
who had made 214 for 8.
Clear cut. Team India is gonna walk away with this
So,
one.
Um, it's really look bad to see the the run rate is 8.7 and the required rate is 49. And Powell plays that one in the covers and get a single. And the score moves on to 166 for 7 with just 5 balls to go.
The run rate just increased.
167 for 7. Powell moves to 19. Goodlitton 45.
The run rate is gonna get closer to the score. Yeah, the run rate pretty near the score now. They'll get closer to the score. Whoa.
Wow.
That's a straight drive.
That's what you call a straight drive. Or could I say that he should hit it a bit straighter because he hit the off stump?
He's supposed to hit the mid stump.
Supposed to hit the mid stump.
A real straight drive would hit the mid stump.
But all in all, I must say it's kudos to the umpire because let me tell you that one went back real fast and he were able to. I don't know if he skipped away from it, but he showed that he skipped.
He danced. Whatever.
And I'm glad for him that you were able to. The ball were able to get away from him. Okay, Powell, don't lose any ball. Just play it and play it.
What a shot from Powell. Powell shred them. But only a single for him. But look at this. We're getting closer. The run rate is getting close to the score, brother. You wait. The run rate soon. the real target.
169 for 7. Roll 11
The required run rate
with 3
92.
balls to go.
And that is in the
That
sky, should
one
be taken.
should be taken, but there's 2 fielders there.
What a catch,
And
man.
it's been taken. That's a very good catch.
At the beginning, I spoke just about one player from India, and that was the player, Ricky Naya. I told you guys about this guy. This guy is such a player that he alone make a difference
Yeah.
in any team that he's in.
So
His discipline,
Goodlit has been out for 46. Caught Ricky Nair, bowled by Catchery. Royal 11, 169 for.
required run rate 138. I tell you that is coming the closest. Look. That's near the score. Pretty much near the score. Century up for the required run rate. I tell you, that is the only thing that I come close to the score. Get the required run rate. Just,
Who is this?
Drysdale.
required run rate, raise your bat.
So the new batsman to replace Goodlit is Drysdale, USA international player. Royal 11, 169 for 8.
And he's going to have a swing at it, I can bet you that.
Team
Much.
USA 214 for 8.
Required run rate 214. If I was Drysdale, I wouldn't even come out and bat, just not to get hurt or anything. I told you you were going to make a swing for it. I told you. I knew. Okay, the required
No,
run rate
I
past
told
the
you.
score.
All right.
See? Winning team,
I win.
required run rate. I told you that's going to win, right? Didn't I tell you that?
Yep.
Okay, so you
Required
see,
run rate win.
I'm a winner tonight, right?
Yes. Definitely have to give that one.
So 1 ball to go. The required run rate
say it.
is 276.
Don't say it. But guys, it was a good night of cricket. Drysdale get a hit
Drysdale
there,
plays that one and he
get a single, he break the mark. He don't even take the single. We could run him out. Look at this.
obviously that's what they were thinking of doing. And they eventually will do it.
There you go.
Yes.
I told you.
So they get the wicket.
I win another one. Another one.
Because now the net run rate change. Because them lose 9 wickets instead of 8.
So Royal 11,
9 wicket down.
169 for.
I don't know. Call it. I think
We'll wait for the result.
so. Not out.
So the score Royal 11, 169 for 8. Team India had won by Team India had won by 45 runs. Um, wow, I don't even know. What is, no, Ricky Nair. I think Ricky Nair should be the man. Take 1 catch, so 2, 3, 3. So again, Royal 11, 169 for 8. Team USA 214 for 8. Team USA had won by 45 runs. Howell was not out and 20. Drysdale not out and 0. Ricky Nayak who had picked up 3 wickets. And very good catch. So until then, my friends, remember next week you'll be on field.tv. We'll be back on track with Paul Mowat and yours truly, Elton Tucker and David Maitland. Paul possible will be here. Paul LaRoche will be here. So it was nice. Until then, remember now, please subscribe to the channel so that we can see more cricket. TVN Cricket Power Play and onfield.tv. Until then, my friends, thanks again for watching and listening. We'll see you next week, Saturday night, right here at Lauderhill Sports Park for the beautiful night cricket each and every Saturday night. Until then, David Maitland and the crew, thanks for shedding out a good evening. You all take care. Bye.